In this video, you'll be learning about how to calculate the volume of hexagonal prisms. Before we begin, make sure you have this page either printed out or pulled up on your screen digitally. Before we begin calculating, let's go over some background basics that we'll need. First, a review of how to calculate the volume of any type of prism. If it's a prism, you calculate the volume by doing V equals capital B times H, where V stands for the volume, capital B stands for the area of your base, and H stands for the height of the prism. You do this no matter what kind of prism it is. Now for a hexagonal prism, the base has to be the hexagon. We've reviewed how to find the area of a hexagon, and to do that, you use the formula 3 times B times A. Remember where A stands for the apothem. It's kind of like a radius of a hexagon. Another quick reminder that the height of the prism is from base to base. So it may not necessarily be the vertical height on the drawing of the figure, but rather, in this particular case, the distance between each hexagon. Now let's see some examples where we actually calculate the volume of a hexagonal prism. To start, identify your base. With a hexagonal prism, the base has to be the hexagon. So I'm going to quickly highlight that in red here. Now to find the area of a hexagon, I need to know the side length B and the apothem. So here 8 would be the base of that hexagon and the 6.93 would be the apothem. So to find the area of that hexagon, I would use 3BA. So 3 times 8 times 6.93. Plugging that in, the area of that hexagon would be 166.32. The height of this prism would be the 19 centimeters. So to find the volume, I would take the area of my hexagon, that 166.32, multiply it by the height of the prism of 19, and I get a final answer of 3,160.08 cubic centimeters. So example 2 looks very different. It's kind of long and laying on its side, but the base is still the hexagon. It's not necessarily what it's laying on, but it has to be that unique shape like this one here is a hexagon. So to find the area of my base, I use 3BA just like last time. Here the apothem would be 7 and the base side of that hexagon is 8.1. So 3BA, 3 times 8.1 times 7, and that gets me an area of 170.1. The height of this prism, remember, it's from base to base. So I need from this hexagon all the way down to the other, which means that this 21 here is my height. So to find the volume, I take the area of my base, 170.1, multiply it by the height of the prism, or 21, and I get a final volume of 3,572.1. So here's a quick recap on how to find the volume of a hexagonal prism. First, you're going to find the area of the base. Here, we're specifically talking about a hexagon. And to find the area of a hexagon, use the formula 3BA. Then you determine the height of the prism. Remember, that's base to base. So how far are your hexagons apart? And then finally, you're going to use the formula V equals capital B times H, and that will give you the volume of the entire prism. Good luck!